Hello, how are you? I am good, all the better for knowing you're there watching this channel. Welcome to the Annie Show channel. And today's topic, I want us to talk about learning to drive in the UK. So that's interesting because it has been a roller coaster for me. First and foremost, the UK people drive on the left, and of course Kenyans, you also drive on the left, so that is really easier for us. Like when you come here, it's really a good thing. And then the other interesting factor is the fact that Kenyan license, or rather let me say, when I came to the UK, I came with my Kenyan license, so that allows you to drive in the UK for 12 months. Okay, but then you need to apply for a UK driving license before the 12 months elapses. So that is kind of where the whole drama begins. So in my case, I came to the UK, I knew about the 12-month rule, but then I was not like in a position to buy a car at that particular moment. So my 12 months just elapsed in the process of me trying to find, or rather sit for a driving test. So first and foremost, we have a long waiting list. So you might end up applying to do your theory test in January, and the next available lot is in April. So you see, those are like 4 months of waiting. Then after sitting for your theory test, the next apply for your driving test, you have like another waiting list. Let's start with the process and the steps that you require to follow to acquire a UK driving license. Step number 1 is you need to apply for the UK provisional driving license. So that is like an ID, an identification document. So that allows you to have to just sit for your theory test. But then you can actually do a theory test before applying for your provisional license, but it's always good to just like do them one process at a time. So first apply for that, and that is done in the DVSA website. And then secondly, once you already have your provisional license, which is in a form of an ID, you proceed to apply for your theory test. And this is an interesting one because you have this book to read. Okay, so this is the official DVSA theory test for car drivers. You have to read this, and you need to read this and you combine it with another book called the Highway Code. So what happens is you go for this test, and it's a 60 minutes test, 1 hour test. Okay, so we have like the section where you asked the theory section, and then we have another section that is called the hazard perception, whereby you click on the mouse if at all you sense or think there will be a hazard coming across. So once you sit for the theory test, which costs you £32, you then proceed to book for a practical test. But then before you do your practical test, you need to have lessons. So what do? You get yourself an instructor for you to have lessons with. And then if you're in an area that has so many students, then another challenge is finding an instructor. And the other challenge again is the fact that these driving lessons are so costly. Can you imagine you pay an instructor £60 per hour? It's actually £60 for 1.5 hours. And then they recommend you to have 40 lessons. So quick mathematics with the current conversion rate, we are talking of 40. Oh, it's crazy money. So that's why, honestly, if you ask me, you're supposed to of course, learn to drive from Kenya, come with your driving license, and practice in the country when you're still able or allowed to drive. So that allows you, when you'll be doing your practicals with your instructor, you will not need so many lessons. Because at the moment, if you take 40 lessons and it's £60 per lesson, you see we are talking of 480,000 Kenya shillings. Not cheap. It's almost the amount of buying a new car, just a mini car. So after you have done your lessons, and we are talking of, if you're a fast learner, you'll have 20 to 30 lessons. And if maybe you're just starting afresh, you'll have 40 lessons or even more, because we actually want you to be a safe driver, and you need to show you're a safe driver. And even before you sit for your exam test, your instructor needs to allow you to sit for it, if at all you will be using his car. But if you have your car, well and good. So at this particular point, you have had your driving lessons, you've booked your test, and then once you pass your test, woo, freedom. Freedom, because that allows you to just go anywhere, everywhere at the time that you want. So the practical test, the practical driving test, it's 40 minutes, and what is required is just for you to show you're a safe driver. And then the other thing is they have an eye test. So they check whether you're a good, like you have good eyesight. And what they do is they ensure, like they just make you stand at a 30 meters distance from a number plate. Then you're required to read that number plate from where you're standing. And of course, if you miss the number plates, you fail the test even before you begin. So that is one test. And then the other thing is you just need to be safe. And of course, you need to check your mirrors, showing that you're alert. And of course, when you have these emergency vehicles like ambulances and police cars, you just let them pass. So that is what they test. And then the other good thing is that these instructors, they have a dual car. They have like a car with them brake. The instructor has a brake, and of course you have a brake, but then and he also has a clutch. So brake and clutch for both you and the instructor. And then you need to have the accelerator, but he does not need an accelerator. Okay, so that is important because at least he wants to keep you guys safe. All right, so that's a very profitable business where I stay at this particular moment. So once you have done that, succeeded, gotten your license, then you can start driving as soon as you get your license. So in my case, like for me, if you were to ask me if you really want to come abroad, you should at least do your driving test back home. So that gives you the courage, to even come here and start driving. But then in my case, nilifanya driving test, then you just do a driving test and you don't practice. I got my license, but then if you don't practice, you don't even have the confidence. Okay, so of course that will help you save the amount of money that you will end up spending if at all you're starting afresh. So that is it about driving. And if you have any question or if you have a topic you'd like me to tackle, please let me know. And don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe so that you will be able to get more content of this nature. And that's me. Bye bye.